Hello, we are watching V News Broadcast Daily, and following are today's headlines.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng meets Singaporean leaders. Experts urge travel agencies push up marketing to attract foreign tourists. Pilgrims flood by Chùa Sư Temple Festival in An Giang Province.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng met with his Singaporean counterpart Lee Hsien Loong on May 31st. The Vietnamese government leader is in Singapore to attend the 12th Shangri-La Dialogue.
At the meeting, the two prime ministers said they are pleased with the strong, rapid, dynamic and effective development of the comprehensive cooperation between the two countries during the past time. They agreed that Singapore has always been one of Vietnam's leading investors and trade partners, despite the gloomy global and regional economic situations, citing that two-way trade has increased year on year, hitting $9.6 billion in 2012. The two sides confirmed that they will further promote cooperation in the areas of defense, security, culture, education, construction and tourism. They also applauded relevant agencies of both sides for completing a joint statement on the establishment of the strategic partnership, which is expected to be signed during Prime Minister Lee's visit to Vietnam later this year. Both sides agreed to continue working closely in the negotiation process for a Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement. On the same day, Prime Minister Dũng paid a courtesy visit to the president of the host country, Tony Tan Keng Yam. President Tony Tan affirmed that Singapore attaches much importance to and highly values the role that Vietnam plays in the region. He recalled good memories of his visit to Vietnam in April 2012, expressing his wish that the Vietnamese people will harvest greater achievements in their national construction and development. The two sides also pledged to continue strengthening cooperation at regional and international forums for the interests of each country's people, as well as for peace, stability, cooperation and development in the region and the world.
A delegation from the United Kingdom's All-Party Parliament Group for Vietnam, led by its chair, Labour Member of Parliament George Horwath, is paying a working visit to Vietnam.
At a reception on May 30 in Ho Chi Minh City, Vice Chairwoman of the Municipal People's Committee, Nguyễn Thị Hồng said, the delegation's visit helps link UK businesses with Vietnamese counterparts. Ho Chi Minh City is very interested in cooperating with the UK and London in particular in public-private partnership projects, Hồng added. For his part, Howard said the visit aims to further intensify the fine Vietnam-UK relationship in the context of the 40th anniversary of the two countries' diplomatic ties. Impressed by the rapid development of Ho Chi Minh City, he expressed his wish to promote cooperation with the city, especially in trade and investment. Businesses from the UK have invested in 96 projects worth over $7 million in Ho Chi Minh City.
The United Nations Children's Fund has launched a flagship report on the state of the world's children with focus on children with disabilities.
Addressing the events that took place in the central city of Da Nang on May 30, Vice President Nguyễn Thị Doan said, Vietnam has over 1.2 million disabled children, including those affected by the aftermath of war, especially toxic chemicals, bombs, mines, and explosive remnants. It poses a great challenge to Vietnam in ensuring their rights and helping them integrated into society. She affirmed that Vietnam always pays special attention to underprivileged children, especially those with disabilities. As UNICEF's most important annual publication, this year's report highlights the fact that the children with disabilities are not incorporated into policies and data, isolating them from society and social services. It points out three urgent moves to help them ensure their rights. Firstly, a better integrated society. Secondly, discrimination against disabled children must be ended. And last but not least, more accurate and objective data on children with disabilities.
The United Nations Development Programme in Vietnam has urged businesses to ensure thorough disaster risk assessments before making decisions on investment.
The agency made the call at the ceremony in Hanoi on May 30th to launch the United Nations 2013 Global Assessment Report on Disaster Risk Reduction. The report shows that direct losses from floods, earthquakes and drought have been underestimated by at least 50%. UNDP Deputy Country Director in Vietnam, Bakhudi Bukhanov said businesses can do more to anticipate risks and to disclose them to regulators and investors. He called for wider ownership of disaster risk management in Vietnam across public and private sector stakeholders, following the principles of shared risks and shared values. The report is built on the reviews of national disaster loss databases in 40 countries, survey responses from 1,300 small and medium-sized enterprises in disaster-prone locations in the U.S.
A national workshop opened in Hai Phong City on May 30th to discuss the application of marine and coastal spatial planning in Vietnam.
Marine spatial planning is an important step in finding solutions to current issues that are threatening Vietnam's environmental health and marine future. Ever-increasingly economic development is putting a great deal of pressure on the environment and aquatic resources, which requires marine spatial planning for sustainable development. The process helps bring together multiple users of the ocean, from industry, service sectors and government to society and local communities, in a bid to build strategies for sustainable marine resources usage. The two-day event is part of the program Mangroves for the Future, regulated by the International Union of Conservation of Nature in Vietnam. It is financially supported by the Norwegian Agency for Development Cooperation, Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency, and Danish International Development Agency.
Every effort has been made to attract tourists to Vietnam in recent years, but it was heard at a conference held in Hanoi on May 30th that steps taken have been small and sporadic.
These Spanish travelers came to Vietnam to taste its unique cuisine. After just 2 days, they discovered a lot of other interests. I'm keen to learn about special cultures, and I heard that the food here is good. When we arrived, we could see that the natural landscape is also beautiful. Both of us love it here. Spain is one of the Vietnamese tourism sector's key European markets. But like in other countries the sector is targeting, there are various reasons why tourists are not yet familiar with its marketing campaigns, although large numbers of people want to find out more about Vietnam. We found tourism information on Vietnam via internet and through friends who recommended we come here. Even travel operators have yet to devise their own concrete marketing strategies. Not all companies are able to target potential overseas markets. It is the state's affair. Vietnam needs to open representative agencies abroad. The sector did in fact launch the slogans Vietnam Hidden Charm and Vietnam Endless Beauty a long time ago, but they have had little impact. We can no longer be vague when promoting Vietnam. We need to focus on our strengths and implement every stage of advertising and marketing, like market research and building a brand name. According to experts, Vietnam's gastronomy, natural scenery and unique cultures are its primary charms. To make Vietnam more popular among foreigners, similar conferences will be held in other big cities to canvass opinions of relevant leaders and experts.
The National Ba Chúa Sư Temple Festival kicked off in Châu Đốc Township, An Giang Southern Province on May 31st. Tens of thousands of pilgrims from home and abroad rushed to the event.
During the 5-day festival, rituals to welcome and cleanse Ba Chúa Sư statue will get underway, among others. The temple dedicated to Ba Chúa Sư, known as Lady of the Ram, was placed at the foot of Sư Mountain. It has also been listed as a national relic site. Legend has it that villagers found a statue of a lady dating back to the 6th century in the forest. They built a temple in her honor, hoping that she would bring them better crops and lives. Recognized as an event of national scale in 2002, the festival draws 80% of visitors to An province each year. It is held annually from the 23rd to the 27th of the 4th lunar month.
And this is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.